Penis. There you go. Welcome, my friends, to another Wednesday live stream. We're here. We're queer. We're in second gear. I honestly think it's a matter of time until everything just inevitably turns to black. But we're here. And the one thing, by the way, I was trying to play around. The reason I didn't start earlier is because I was playing around with different ways to do the stream that make it less of a pain in the butt for me, because the setup is annoying. You got to set up the camera, you got to set up all the wires. If I could personally be the Hitler of wires, I would do that. I would eliminate the need for all wires, just because you have to connect things, I have to step over things. It's a nightmare. In order to get just this setup is a nightmare. It's a mess. It's unnecessary. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so it's a nightmare to set up this with the cables going, and then this laptop that I'm trying to be very cautious with because of the fact that I previously broken it. So if I could go wireless, I'd be happy, even though I'd be radiating some sort of radiation somehow to my face, which is going to lead to, I don't know, some form of advanced cancer at some point. I'm sure we're all due for it with how many times we have these shoved either near our crotches, near our heads. This is just literally a radiation generator. That's what it is, but we're holding it near our face because of convenience. Happy middle of the week, says Stu Batman. Same. It's what people call hump day. Magicians don't call it hump day because they don't know what humping is. Bing bong. So we have some bing bongs. Let me make sure I got that.
Bong.
Yeah, there you go. Bing bong.
Bing
bong day. Bing bong day. What day is it? Today's bing bong day. Hey, is it
Bing bong.
Okay. I made sure that you could actually hear the audio before. Hope you're feeling better after getting COVID. Yeah, I feel like I could definitely punch toddlers. It was only one day that was pretty bad, which I compared to a wine hangover. If you ever had cheap wine, if you ever decided to go to Trader Joe's and buy their $5 bottle of Pinot, you would probably have the same feeling the next day. So that's what it was. And then it eventually went away pretty quickly, I got to say. So it wasn't really something that lingered. But yeah, thank you for that, Stu Batman. We have an action-packed Virginity episode here today. And by that, I mean, not really. Not really. My preparation when it comes to this particular Wednesday show. Sundays, I feel like I'm a little bit better prepared. It's the weekend, right? You have time to accumulate certain things. Whereas Wednesday, it's kind of free-flowing, right? It's kind of this I would say, I was going to say unilateral, but that's not the right word. It's this fluid, ambiguous, sort of gender fluid show. That's kind of what we're going for here today on Wednesday. So it's more free-flowing. I need to find a theme for Wednesdays and then differentiate it from Sundays, right? Or just have one stream a week. I think that might be the key. Just have one stream on Sunday, and then that's good to go. That's pretty much the way we would run things. So I might consider that. And I do have some obligations now that I can't mention yet, but I do have some obligations that might actually delay me even having the ability to stream. So who knows? Who knows? Right now it's up in the air, my friends. It's up in the air, but that's the kind of the vibe that you get with this bombastic dynamic show. I look like I punch toddlers, yeah, I guess, right? I would probably be their same height. Somebody left a comment recently saying, hey, have you gotten the booster? No, I mean the seat. The seat, not the injection. The seat. And, I think if I remember correctly, the last time I was given a booster in the context of a haircut was maybe like 5 years ago. 5 years ago that they actually put a booster in the seat to make sure that I was in the right way to do it, so they could cut my hair. So that was kind of embarrassing as I think what was I, 26 maybe, 25? So it wasn't that long ago that I had a booster in my seat for a haircut. I love the Wednesday show. Helps me ignore the douchebag coworkers. Okay. Yeah, I don't suggest you have this on speaker. Although here's the thing that I've noticed, right? Because I was on a podcast recently, Decking Around. I was there for almost 4 hours. standing up, talking about, stuff, various things in the community. It was a very fun time. I really enjoyed myself with the boys. If you haven't seen it, I guess I'll be leaving that in the description section. But my initial apprehension was I don't like to talk about playing cards. I'm not a fan of playing cards. I'm not going to go on a podcast that's specifically about cards. But no, it was, free flowing. It wasn't anything specific. I showed my deck. Right, for the first time. I showed it officially. I guess I have it here. Might as well show it here because we're kind of going through the final steps of the actual process when it comes to it. This is the second prototype. This isn't the first prototype, by the way, but this one is the second prototype of the deck, and I haven't printed out the most recent ones yet, but I'm really happy with the deck, and this is what it's gonna look like. That's what my deck of playing cards is gonna look like, but that's gonna be for another time altogether. But that's just a little this, because I know a lot of people have said, "Hey man, I want to get your deck." It's been 3 fucking years. I know, it's been quite a while, but I'm very happy with the way they've come out, and I'm even happier with the quartz. The quartz is what I'm the proudest of when it comes to this, because it's all custom. All the quartz, all the numbers are all going to be custom, right? They're not that terrible. Fucking the one thing I hate, by the way, which is I guess a very common trend when it comes to playing cards, is let me put somebody that I know on the court cards. I want to put my girlfriend on the court cards. Well, first of all, we know that that's not true, because as a magician, you don't have access to girlfriends. Stupid. But here it's different. I don't do that with this deck. With this deck, it's themed, right? They're all little bits of quartz. I can't zoom in, but you can kind of get a idea of what that looks like. They're nice. They're different. They stand out. The quartz is what I'm proud of, but I guess I'm going to go into more detail with that pretty soon. You should go on the Lloyd Barnes Craig Petty podcast. Well, that's another thing, right? Unfortunately, because I'm waiting on my passport. And assuming that I get my passport within the next, reasonable time, I might be heading my my little butt to Blackpool. So So I hope that could be a thing that I make happen. Again, it depends. Obviously, with a face like this, right? With a face like this, when it comes to getting a passport, I feel like it's a little bit difficult and challenging. And even with the name that they're going with is another challenge, I imagine, to get my passport. And that's probably why I'm sure I'm going to get it maybe in 6 months after it goes through all the FBI checkpoints. But so I might make my way to Blackpool, and I know they're doing a live podcast in a bar, so I think it'll be pretty funny to end up crashing that. So that would be quite the fun one. But I want to see if I can make my way happen. And I think that I'm going to be doing something special over there. So I'll keep you posted, but that might be a possibility. Blackpool, I think, is in the middle of February next year. It'd be the first time I leave the country. That's not as a baby. My passport previously had my baby pic on it. So I had my my little fat Asian-looking face on that. Before Piggy for sure. Oh, yeah, very nice. Yeah, hey, I can't think. Could you imagine if Penguin Magic came out with a Penguin Magic deck of playing cards? Right? Oh, hey, let me get my own fucking company, which I had to finagle the name in order to kind of retroactively fit a Magic name in it. Let me put that on some playing cards. You fuck. So this at least has a nice theme, right? That's not egotistical and full of shit like Daniel. That goes, let me get my company name on a deck of playing cards. Let me get my company name on a playing cards. You could have picked a theme. You could have done something that would have been thematic. Instead, you go, no, I want me. You could have a Daniel deck. You could have something alluding to that. But no, you have to have the UME deck. It's a UME deck. Fuck. Most egotistical. I forgot what you told me yesterday. Daniel said something in conversation yesterday that just further adds to the fact that you're full of fucking shit. But I unfortunately for you, I can't remember what it is, so I can't put you on blast. You fuck. It still amazes me that across the world people know about the shite hole that is Blackpool. Yeah, that's the other one, right? I feel like it's universally known that Blackpool is a shithole, and for them to host what is the biggest Magic convention is, I would say, a waste. I mean, you could have done it in London. I imagine it'd probably be a expensive as shit to do it in London. You could have done it in one of these other little cities, but Blackpool, God, what a fucking mess. That's like, hey, dude, we're having the biggest thing in the biggest magic convention in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What? Like, oh, you're talking about Miami's retarded cousin? Okay. All right. I guess we'll go to Blackpool. So that might be a thing next year. Someone else says timeless, right? That could have been one. Not to say anything else, but that could have been one, Daniel. But instead, you choose, because of your massive ego, to go, no, I want my logo on the cards. I want my company name, which has gone through other iterations. So you should have gone with the original name of you and me. I think that's what would have been what your best bet would have been for coming out the deck. You should have come out with the original name of you and me before it was, I imagine, a playing card endeavor. That's a deck that I would have been interested in. Blackpool is the murder capital of the northwest of the UK. Yeah, we have a couple stereotypes, right? So the stereotype about Americans is, oh, you're dodging bullets on the way to school, right? You go to school and you're dodging bullets because everybody here is armed with bump stock AR-15s, right? But then UK, it's like you're just getting like various things stabbed at you. And not even knives, because knives are pretty much illegal. So you just have weird things that you get stabbed with. That's the stereotype of the UK, which I find funnier. I find funnier than getting shot at by some sort of advanced modern warfare gun like we have here. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Is that factual? That Blackpool is actually a murder city, a city known for murder? But I hope not. We'll find out. Let me see this. Look how nice. Okay. Okay, that's tremendous. I should be a little bit more professional and turn off my phone before doing a stream. But no, that's not the vibe here. You think this vibe is professional? You got Japanese vaporwave taking place in the background. I'm wearing a wife beater. Do you think there's any semblance of professionality here? So you say, so true. Okay, so that's another thing to worry about. I need to take my stat-proof vest over there if I decide to make my happy way to Blackpool. But the last time I left the country was when I was 2, and it was to go to Egypt. Fun little piggy factoid there, right? Little bit of a factoid. We lost Bob Saget. Speaking of little factoids, Bob Saget, of course, famous for Full House and what I grew up watching him on, which is America's Funniest Home Videos. So unfortunately, we lost what is one of my favorite comedians. He was a terrible stand-up comedian, to be honest, but him on these shows was just great, right? Because you'd see him different than what he actually was. You saw him as this wholesome father-like figure, when really he was this weird guy that could potentially have done some weird, nefarious things with the Olsen twins. So that was his actual aesthetic, but he was a fairly popular comedian here. What I've realized, too, I think I was talking to Turner about this, is that celebrities from the States are popular worldwide, but celebrities from elsewhere are not popular. So they're not popular worldwide. It's very few that manage to break that international sort of vibe. So whereas the celebrities from here typically are well known everywhere. So kind of odd. I'm not sure if that matters because it's a dumb thing to focus on, but it's just a thing. Somebody stopped a knife man on London Bridge with a narwhal tusk a few years ago, right? That's the sort of vibe you guys have. Whereas here, the news is like, oh, another shooting, right? Oh, guns, boring guns. Nobody's taking out muskets. Nobody's taking out interesting guns. Whereas over there, look at that. Somebody defended themselves with a narwhal tusk. Chris Hannawell says iDubbbz versus PigCake. I think Sam Hyde took care of iDubbbz for everybody. So there's no need for anyone to actually come in there and do anything that's, any more damage. That's already massive damage when it comes to that. But so I did have a couple topics for this particular stream. It wasn't just a free-flowing list of ramblings from my already... what's the word? Already another nice highfalutin word for tiny brain, right? As I've been accused many times in the comment sections by cunts. But I did have some topics here. And there was one that I was looking for, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find this. What I was looking for are types of videos that are these, people recording it vertically, terribly on their phones, of them claiming to manipulate the elements. Right. And I couldn't find these. I used to have an entire list of these that I would like, of people going and literally claiming to manipulate like grass and leaves and shit. And then you would see them and then they go, and And, because of the wind, the leaves would move, but they're taking credit. And there were hundreds of these videos, and for some reason, I can't find them, which kind of sucks. Let me see. Psychic manipulating. Maybe that might be the better word. Manipulating elements. But I remember watching these, and man, they were great because the aesthetic is immaculate of these videos. It's nothing ever well produced. It's never on a good camera. It's always on an iPhone 3G, and it's always them outside waiting for the wind to put up these leaves, and then them just doing this and pretending to bend it like their fucking avatar, which is just hysterical. Chris says best video of all time. I think it was great. I want to steal that gaslighting list. If you're familiar with that aspect of the video, they had a whole list of gaslighting, and I want to steal some of those. I want to steal some of those for my personal use when it comes to my gaslighting. I remember that. Hey, says Jay Waters. Jay, that I believe just dropped a vid, right? Dropped some, not a vid, a pic, wearing a nice piggy hoodie and what you thought were the piggy cards. So that was your mistake. And then even though that does make me a little bit worried, because now it makes me think that people are, if you bought it specifically from eBay, as a PigCake deck. So if somebody's trying to use my likeness, right? If somebody's trying to use my likeness out here. Tony says Square Cloud. Yep, and that's sort of, that's the aesthetic that I was trying to find, but I couldn't find any. Blade of Grass says, what's up, Piggy? I like your hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's no work done to it apart from using a derma roller and putting my Oxidil on my already receding hairline this morning. So that's the vibe you get here. And, of course, the hat, right, to cover the receding hairline, of which you could immediately note due to the length of forehead that you're being shown. So look at that, right? It's a common tactic by people with receding hairlines to put on some sort of hat or a beanie or whatever, and usually it makes their forehead seem smaller. Not me, my friends. Not me. Here you could immediately tell and know what I'm doing. It's like, oh, look, he's hiding his receding hairline using a hat, and it's not working. So that's my vibe when it comes to haircuts. But I'm going to keep my hair as long as possible for as long as possible, even if it gets to the point where I've turned into Max Maven, and I now have my hairline that's all the way essentially to the crack of my ass. So that's going to be my vibe until I get maybe bored and decide to take it off. But it's either or. I'm not going to get like a short haircut. Like I'm not just, let me shape this up. I'm not going to do that. So if anything, it's going to be long or bald. Look at that. Maybe I should have put the focus point a little bit higher because the microphone's in focus, but I'm not. So maybe I should have done that, my due diligence. But I can't find these videos, man. I can't find these videos that I was looking for, and I want to show and kind of have them here. The last one that I showed was that Square Cloud. Let's, I guess, go back to that. Square Cloud, just to have that be in your fucking mind for the rest of Wednesday, of this individual trying to turn a cloud into a square cloud. Let me see if I could show this again. I've showed this video before, and man, I think I've seen it maybe 100 times since then, just because of the way the guy says square cloud. So let me go back to that. But no, I've been looking for types of videos like this, and I haven't been able to find any. I think there was a YouTube purge.
Cloud, become a square shape, turn into a square shape, cloud.
It's the greatest. This is literally the best.
Turn into a square shape, cloud.
Cloud. Yeah, it's tremendous. So that, I remember showing that on a previous live stream, but that's boring. That sucks. I want to find other videos like that. And for some reason, I think that maybe they deleted their accounts or there was nothing to that, but I couldn't find that. That was going to be one of the topics to the show. And unfortunately, no, I'm relegated to just mentioning it. And I guess if you find, so if maybe you happen to be looking, scouring the internet for terrible, that's funny. This is quality ham radio. Super original joke, says Blade of Grass. Yeah, any comparison to ham radio is immediately taken as fighting words. I think that's an insult, especially when the earlier ham radios, right? Those were pretty fucking bad. And I still recall that Daniel wanted to do he wanted to have a whole podcast talking about playing cards. Well, I guess that's why I digress from that. I was on Decking Around, which is a podcast, and we barely talked about cards. I mean, we barely talked about cards, which is a good thing. I was afraid that I would have to somehow, be a part of this podcast where we talk about playing cards for more than 5 minutes. But no, no, it was quite a good conversation. So if you haven't seen that, you could look for it on their channel, Decking Around. PigCake's forehead says, I bet I could manipulate the elements if I use all my brain power. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Yeah, because the head is like how big it is. All right, look how big the forehead is. It's massive. And I can't hide it, man. That's the worst part. I've considered becoming a beanie person, but in Miami, you really can't be a beanie person. That's the worst part. If even if you kind of see the little hair out there, you still know that there's something hiding there. And unfortunately, look at this. These aren't thick boy glasses, but they're still pretty big, especially compared to my eyes. And look at that. There's no hiding of the head. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to live with the fact that I have a fucking massive head. All jokes aside, you would have to carry that talk about cards on your broken back. That would be a rough talk after a while. Yeah, because I don't like playing cards. Mind you, I shield these, which is my deck. But I can't talk about playing cards for more than 5 minutes. Like, what else can you talk about? Oh, yeah, what a great design by this particularly talented individual. Okay, that's it. That's my tolerance. My tolerance is just that sentence. Because what else am I going to do? Talk about the finish, talk about the thickness. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. The fuck? How long? Again, me being extraordinarily rude here. Xavier Spade just posted. Look at that. Look how much of a fan I am of Xavier Spade, by the way, that I have the notification set. 5 most dangerous tricks of 2022. And apparently somebody's swallowing a razor blade. Stu Batman says that everyone liked the video. I've noticed, by the way, that ever since YouTube stopped publicly showing those dislikes, nobody dislikes the videos anymore. So I guess it worked, right? Their long con was, if we have a feature where now you can't see the dislikes, it's going to reinforce, or it's going to, not reinforce people disliking the video. That was autistic. I apologize. By not showing the counter on the dislike button on YouTube, you are now diminishing people's wanting of disliking the video. So I've noticed that most of my videos no longer have dislikes. They don't have dislikes. It's just all likes, which is kind of an interesting thing. I don't care. I prefer to see that counter. But alas, YouTube says, no, we're not going to show you that counter. When my hair first started to recede 15 years ago, I would look forward to the winter so I could wear a beanie. But here in Miami, you can't do that. Like, I'm not going to be a beanie guy here in Miami. That sounds terrible. Opinion on Doug Kahn. I remember seeing a couple of his videos on TikTok, right? And he's a very good performer, a very kind of old school classic performer. And I think that he gives a good vibe with the magic show, right? With Jason from Australia. And I think it's a nice vibe that they have. It's kind of odd because I guess the age, but he's still kind of a young soul. So, but he's dope. He's dope. Can I go down here? All right, thank you. I don't want my... Look at this, by the way. I give you the whole forehead. I could have hidden it by raising my seat up and having it past the actual length of the frame, but no. No, the other thing that I guess I wanted to mention here, which is magic related, I'm sorry, right? This is a magic heavy episode. The other thing is penguin magic, right? So penguin magic. Of course, I'm a fan, right? I'm a fan. I used to buy from Penguin Magic in my youth when I was younger. However, I've realized that they have a whole section of videos that I've been neglecting that are instant downloads. So back when I was growing up, being a fan of Penguin Magic, they had only videos and instant downloads that they would produce, right? So it was videos that they would produce that, were set on a tripod. They were professionally done. The lighting was controlled. The audio was controlled. And they would come out with these downloads that I think, a lot of people enjoyed. Not including this guy, 2 thumbs and loves blowjobs. But then now what I've noticed, which I think is a common thing now in other magic companies, I've noticed Illusionist doesn't have it, which is a good thing. Illusionist vets their stuff, and they're not really, they don't have that anybody could post stuff aspect. I trying to think of the other magic company that does it, but Penguin Magic I know does it, and it's hysterical. It's hysterical. So I looked at their instant downloads, and they just have anybody posting anything, right? So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. And I haven't purchased any of these, but I'm considering it for a couple videos, just to download a couple of these and review them, because they can't be all good, right? They can't be all good. There's so fucking many of just these weird, like this right here, best 200 tricks with a Svengali deck. Like, what's this? What the fuck is this? Magic from Joel and Jim by Joel Howlett, right? And it's like a dude with like an old guy. So I didn't realize that they had so many of these downloads. Like, look at this one, handling. So this is, I guess, some sort of download dedicated to a Svengali deck. Exclusive book has now been republished as an ebook, encyclopedic in scope, with notes on making, handling, pitching, and performing. Okay, that's weird as shit. But you have all these, like, I have to imagine terribly produced videos that they're selling by just anybody. Like, what's this? Does this have a demo video? Let's check this out. I'm sure I'm going to get hit by a copyright due to the sound, possibly. But there's just weird things. I haven't seen these before, so I guess let me see if I'm completely shitting on my argument here. My argument being that anybody's coming out with anything here. So it's not going to be good. Maybe, who knows? This could be good. Let's see.
Hi, my name is Raja Shailendra and this is the band.
Apparently my internet cannot handle the quality that's coming out of here. 1080p. Tremendous. One thing already, by the way, that I dislike heavily is I don't know what magic company is the one that kind of pushed this, right? I hate it. Who's the one that decided, hey, we're gonna come in with this sort of cinematic Inception vibe, and that's what's going to really get the views and the downloads. That's really gonna get the bucks rolling. Is these weird Inception bits, this heavy bass. I don't know how that came to be. And then you don't see the trick. You don't see the fucking trick. It's only after maybe 3 minutes of watching a cinematic trailer, which, by the way, he shot on auto mode, which you're not really going to get cinematic stuff if you're shooting it on auto and the exposure changes mid-shot. But you're not going to get good stuff here until maybe like 3 minutes into the fucking video. And that's after getting your ears blown off. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's very common now to have all these downloads where it's just, hey, here, look, like this verbal diarrhea of just downloads and all these videos that I didn't know were a thing. I didn't know that this was a thing that people did. Alien change, like, what the fuck is this? Anagram workshop. This is $80. This is $80 fucking dollars. The getaway. So they're just a bunch of weird. And I want to know what the process is for this, because I have to imagine it's not really that intensive. I could teach them on how to make videos, bro. Yeah, I'm sure that they could probably sell your services here as well as to how to make videos. When you call me and ask me, hey, man, dude, what's that thing you do when you separate two clips? Oh, a cut? Yeah, how do you do that? Oh, you cut it. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. I just thought it just did it for you. Okay. All right. Thank you, man. What sounds do I use? That was an actual conversation he had. Hey, dude, what sound do I use? I don't know, like a whoosh sound? Yeah, what do you call those? A whoosh? Oh, where do I find one? On YouTube? That was an actual conversation with Daniel, by the way, an actual conversation. So let's see this one. Let's see what this looks like. The alien change, right? Visual magic. And then, terrible grammar. Okay. Like what? Like I don't. I see you have to stick a thing on a string and then it changes. I mean, it looks good, but what the fuck? Oh, let me tear this corner off, attach it to a bit of string that I now have to glue in a playing card. You know it's good, by the way, when literally the whole surface in front of them is full of DIY shit. That's how you know you're really gonna get some intense. I forgot what the name of the company was. I think it was Paper Crane Magic back in the day. That you knew you had to go to Michael's, you had to buy some T-square, you had to pretty much have a degree in architecture in order to understand the fucking gimmicks that they made. But who vets these? Are they even vetted? Like right now, can I go through penguinmagic.com? Can I upload a video and sell it without any sort of vetting, without any sort of really having the company look into it? Can I do that right now? Because I'd do that hard as fuck. Right? Just go in there and drop absolute garbage. Be like, oh, this right here. This is known as do one of these. Right? Sell it for $5. Somebody's going to bite. Somebody's definitely going to fucking bite. I like Chris Ramsey's Pocket Trailer. Is that the one where he calls himself out for having a like the standard sort of magic trailer vibe? Is that the one? And then they had to take out of the market because of I guess similarity to another thing, which is, by the way, dumb. I guess if you've already produced it, it's different enough. I remember that whole thing, but I guess they took it out just because of similarity. But it's still different. Like it's not the same trick. It's the same shit, but it's not the same shit. It's different effect. I will impart my knowledge onto you, says PigCake's forehead. I didn't know, bro. I didn't know that a whoosh sound is called a whoosh. Sell the double lift in like 40 different variations. Yeah, that's the vibe here. But this is I want to know. I mean, if anybody knows the actual thing here, if they put out something, right? Because they just don't end. Look at that. There's so many here. There are so many fucking downloads, and some of them have reviews. So some of them actually have reviews, which I have to imagine are not real. Like I have to imagine, like these are just somebody that either knows the person or maybe the person from a different account. There's no fucking way that these actually have legitimate reviews like this. What is this? New, you've never seen, introducing latest must-have item for any performing magician, a great effect and a seemingly innocent item. And then there's like how? What are you talking about? This is Bolt. Let's see this shit. So $12. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. It's not like the third coming of Jesus. I don't understand why you got to have this music cue timed perfectly. This very, over the top cinematic theme for you making a card disappear with a card with a hole in it. It's not that big of a deal. But apparently it might be to whoever made this shit. An innocent item? What's an innocent item? A card with a hole in it? With a glory hole? Is that what the innocent item is? Brilliant. Easy. Even I could do it. No different card handling. Only very little practice required. Right? I guarantee you they're the same person. For sure, if this is not the same person and it's an alternative account and it's the same dude writing it. So I don't understand. So you say, okay, so Bill Goldberg says, I think all these downloads are released through Murphy's. That's why every site besides Illusionist sells them. Okay, so that makes sense. Bold of you to assume cards are common objects. Only magician and gamblers use them. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, okay. So I guess that makes sense that it might be produced through Murphy and it's not necessarily through Penguin. But Penguin's still selling these, right? So they have to have some sort of vetting process to get to this point. But it just seems there's so many. I've only looked at four, maybe 5 pages here. Now here's where you start getting to the actual, quality stuff. Lives and all that stuff, the live lectures. But then you go right back to this shit, right? And it's look at this shit, like low res. What even is this? So even if it's done through Murphy's, they're putting these out without even a care in the world. So I guess the idea is to throw a net, right? You're throwing a net, and then hopefully that you're getting something back. But then, how much money, ideally, are you making by posting this up on Penguin Magic? Like, assume that you have this for, I don't know, $7, right? $8. They're getting a fat cut. So is it really worth it? You're doing this for like $3, essentially. You can't really expect to sell a lot of these. You would assume, okay, maybe I have access to the Penguin Magic, their email list, which is, I guess, the really valuable thing that you get when you work with a company. You're able to use their resources, use their email list. But Penguin Magic is not pitching these. They're not putting these out on email saying, oh, you need to download this new one called Breaking Band. Well, actually, no, this Cyril Thomas is actually a well-known dude. But I'm talking about like No Way Out. Guys, you need to download No Way Out. They're not promoting your product. So what are you getting out of it? Like $4. You have to record it. You have to edit it. You have to, produce the trick. So I want to know what's going on here. There has to be some weird tax thing or something odd that's happening here. But I can't believe myself that there's just, you could just post whatever you want. You could just post as many fucking downloads with no regard to quality, no regard to actually practicality, no regard to any sort of like, oh, if somebody's already previously selling this or any of that. And you could just put it out here and then have people download it. That to me seems a little odd. So I found this recently and I just couldn't believe how many there fucking are. It's not a small amount. It's a lot of these. So I was thinking of maybe buying a couple and then doing a review for this. But that wouldn't even be worth it. Because what can I really get out of that? Oh, yeah, it's a terrible product. But is that really a surprise? That wouldn't be anything interesting or unique. So then what would be the issue? So I just wanted to see that if anybody has any more knowledge of that. But it seems like Bill Goldberg, you have a really good hypothesis in that they're probably produced through Murphy's. And Penguin just puts them up because I guess they have some sort of partnership in that. Top Notch says, man on the 9th floor talked to me in an acid trip the other day. I forgot what he said. My memory isn't so persistent. Ooh, who wants to split a perk with me? Nice reference there, buddy. You got some references to some old piggy projects, right? Again, of questionable quality, but I think the tricks were tremendous. I'm a huge fan of those particular downloads. And I was happy that as an individual, I could come out with some projects, right? And just rely on my YouTube channel, not have to go through a company. Not have to go through a company and then pitching it and then doing this and then giving them a cut. Your boy took all the cut with those particular projects. Those were fun. I definitely want to go back and do, maybe a one at some point. But Joseph B is the best. Are you saying that like jokingly or are you saying that like legitimately that Joseph B is the best? Because I saw a lot of Joseph B there. So I don't know if he's actually good when it comes to that content. But then what's the deal with it, though? Like, is it through Murphy's and then Penguin just puts them there and then hopes that people catches? Or is it just you have a way of, here's just an automated system. You do it, you go through it, and then your trick is up. They take a cut. Because with the amount, that's what it seems like it is. It seems like it's just, hey, willy-nilly, anybody come in, go ahead, drop your load in here, and we're going to sell your load. And then hope that nobody pours hot sauce in it. It's another thing, by the way. I don't know if you guys are on top of pop culture news. I hate it, but you see a story from time to time that's a little bit interesting, and it's just when you get to this point in life, Drake, right? Everybody knows the singer Drake, and I read this the other day, and the audacity of the hoes, right? So to me, I found it as an instance of Harry Potter and the audacity of these hoes. So it's Drake that he has consensual relations with a woman, right? And apparently what Drake does is that because he's so valuable and these women are out to somehow put babies on him, try to attack him with stuff, what he does is that when he's done, post-coitus, he pours hot sauce in the condoms. And what had happened was that he had left the room and whatever, or this model that he was done plowing, got the condom and then poured the contents on her hoo-ha, for lack of a better term, in order to attempt to maybe, I don't know, get a baby out of it, right? To maybe somehow manage to get herself pregnant with top Drake seed. And didn't know that Drake ended up putting hot sauce to kill the sperm. in the condom. So she ended up burning herself and is suing Drake. Now, obviously, that's going to go nowhere. But could you imagine getting to that point in your life where you have to be cautious as to your discharge? Hot sauce. Yeah. So he pours hot sauce on his used condoms to make sure that these ladies can't get one on him. And she apparently used that. So I don't get it. Like I can't imagine being in a scenario where another human goes, I'm gonna get mine, and then tries to do this and then blames him for burning herself because of his, obviously his worry, which came to be. His worry is, some crazy girl is gonna grab this and try to get a baby. And he was right. And he took the precaution, and he's getting sued for it. So that's a thing here that I'm not a fan of in the States, which is how common it is for you to get sued. If you come in here in certain states, let's say you break into somebody's house, you damage yourself while breaking into somebody's house with the attempt of stealing their stuff, you could sue. You could sue them. The person that you were going to rob them. You could sue them for getting damaged in their own house. That's America for you. I review all of those downloads. Actually, they come through our partner program and are self-produced and uploaded through our site. Okay. But are they, I don't want to say anything too negative in regards to the downloads, but they seem to have something in common. A quality concern, if you would, which is a little bit common in them. But that's just, my humble opinion in terms of just seeing it as an outsider looking in. But okay, there is a process. I'll damage the guy breaking into myself. Well, here in Florida, you could pretty much, if somebody sticks their head through your window, you could shoot them. I mean, it's the Wild West here. So that's at least here in Florida. But in other places, it's more lenient towards the individual that would be robbing you, which is a little bit odd to give them the leniency. Remember Justin Bieber issue with the girl who liar said had a kid when he was 16. Yeah, I have to imagine it's very common with people of that stature in society, right? When it comes to people with money, there's obviously going to be people that want to take advantage of that. And of course, he did his due diligence, which is, let me get some hot sauce. Let me get some Taco Bell hot sauce and pour that in to the condom. Because who's going to grab this and, try to make a baby out of this? And, okay, so that was supposed to be a gay joke. Yeah, that wasn't, careful now. You might have salty people leave comments on other people's videos calling me a homophobe. So I need to be careful with gay jokes because I can't make them. Other people can make them, but not me. So I need to be cautious that other losers don't leave comments on other people's channels in regards to my homophobia, my apparent homophobia. What do I think of Sean Does Magic? Ooh, I think I've mentioned Sean Does Magic before. And, gotta say, not a fan. Right? Again, that's my opinion. Right? Not a fan. It works. So I could knock it as much as I want, but he's laughing his way through sponsorships and opportunities and high views and having a very successful TikTok account. So I could talk as much shit as I want to, but at the end of the day, he's the winner. Right? So I could be like, man, he sucks. He's not even good at magic. He just does these terrible store-bought tricks, does them without even a care in the world, and then he gets views. Yeah, all right, that's whatever. He's still winning. He won that. Right? So I really could say whatever it is that I think, which is, he doesn't really care. He kind of sucks. He's not really that caring about the art form as a whole and pushing it forward. He just, he's doing standard cringe TikTok stuff. That's just me, though, because it's working. And he's very successful because of that. So I can't, I could shit on him, but at the end of the day, he could just be like, dude, ratio, and it's over, done. There's millions of likes, millions of comments, millions of views, and then he wins. So I really can't talk shit about him, and be as I could have opinions, but at the end of the day, he's gonna win. That's interesting because in the South, it's the same, but with blacks, says Hane. People be sensitive. Top Notch says in California, you have to discern whether the person breaking in is white. If so, it's cool to shoot them. So Top Notch comes in, being based. Department Scream with what I thought was Jarek 120's logo for a second there, because my eyesight is that of an old man with dementia. So it looked like Jarek 120, his logo, on the comment section. Shonda's Magic. Hey, Piggy, do a magic trick. Well, today I had a couple options. I'm like, I could either post a tutorial or I could do a live stream. I chose live stream. I thought a live stream was a little bit more interesting, right? But I did show these here, these bad boys. These are there's actually 3 color waves of my playing cards, which hopefully coming soon. The first one I'm gonna do Kickstarter. I hate it. I don't want to. I didn't want to. I feel like if I do a pre-sale, it would probably be good. But I think the first deck, you got to do Kickstarter. People like seeing that little reinforcement of that bar, of the goal. So I'm going to have to go through the first one with Kickstarter. This is, I think, the first or the second one, because the numbers on these aren't accurate. These are just their stock little shit ones. The quartz are accurate, though. I think we're going to modify the color a little bit of the actual fronts a little bit more to make it a little bit more punchy. But oh boy, am I a fan of my own cards, that I'm shitting on playing cards. But then I'm also going to attempt to get people to buy my playing cards. So it's a nice little ambiguity there, where your boy's trying to find a way not to shit on playing cards completely, while shitting on playing cards completely while selling his own cards. But the reason I mention these is because I don't know if you're still in the chat, but Jay posted a picture on his Instagram of him with my hoodie and playing cards that he thought were mine. I guess that he bought them on eBay. And I haven't put out my deck yet, but that's what it looks like. That's what my deck looks like. I guess I could say the name, right? I was kind of hidden about the name, but I called it the TMP deck, which stands for the missing piece, right? Because if you look at it, it's the missing piece of cake. So on my logo, obviously there's a chunk of cake that's taken out. And the back design of this is reflective of that, with the missing piece being what's the most prominent in the actual back design. And what I wanted initially, to be honest, I don't want to make this into a Piggy playing card stream, but what I wanted initially was I wanted something like the peelers, but with the missing piece. And then the Caesar, my boy, the designer, he decided to really kill it, and he made a back design that I think works way better. So he said, yeah, all right, let me take your opinion and throw it out the window and produce something that actually looks decent. So hopefully these cards are coming to Kickstarter soon, after 3 fucking years of going back and forth with stuff. But things happen, unfortunately. But I'm happy with them. I'm proud of them. So hopefully people could get these in their hands soon enough. But that's, I guess, the shilling, right? It's a great name. I should know since I came up with it, says PigCake's forehead. Yeah, the missing piece deck. So that was kind of the vibe. And then there's going to be a couple different color waves that we're going for. It looks like the Prince logo, right? I guess maybe from afar. But it's kind of a weird combo of a couple different things. But the main aesthetic to it is the missing piece of the cake, which is the missing piece of the pig cake, if you would. So I thought that was a little clever bit. But we'll see. We'll see when we put those out. But I'm going to have to go through Kickstarter. I didn't want to, but I believe the first deck, I'm going to have to do Kickstarter, and then each subsequent deck, I'm going to have to go through. But the main point of this one is that I kind of don't want, I don't want like a huge sort of, not a huge, but I don't want like a deck that you wouldn't want to use. So I think I want to price them accordingly. And I also want to make sure that it's not just going to be like a collector's thing. Like, I want people to use these. I want to see them in people's hands, and not just decks that are, oh, let me put this precariously on a shelf, and then just that's it, right? So I want people to use them. But we'll see. We'll see when that comes up. But hopefully by this month, I could get a little bit more deets out there, right? Lots of things happening for Piggy. Can't say some other stuff. Can't say the big one here yet. But things are happening. Things are rolling up, right? Things are rolling up on Piggyville. This year has been good so far. So hopefully we could keep this. A signed dick pic in every box. Well, funnily enough, Daniel on his website sold, he sold Bin Wang playing cards. right? So Daniel on his website, I guess he sold Bin Wang, which is a running joke between us because Bin Wangs were terrible cards. I did a review. Or sorry, I tried to copy Chris Ramsey's video where he went to dollar stores and bought playing cards. And these were cards that I found, Bin Wangs. And they're terrible, they're awful. And we found a warehouse that sold them, and he bought a lot of them. And he ended up, making money selling these, which is funny as shit. But oddly enough, for somebody ended up buying a set of Bin Wang playing cards from his website, which you could assume, right? If somebody's buying Bin Wangs, it's because they're aware of the joke. They're aware of, the allure of Bin Wang playing cards. They're not just buying Bin Wangs from a site unironically. So then, I signed a card for him. I went and I signed a card for the person, some little dumb, clever quip, right? And then the guy goes, oh, yeah, the deck was whatever, but why the fuck is there, why did somebody sign it? Like, why is there an extra card here that somebody signed it? I don't want that. It's like, oh, this guy unironically bought Bin Wangs. I guess because they're cheap. But even then, I just found that point funny. But usually every time we sold these, I put a little card in there and put a clever quip like, hey, make sure to take this around the ladies, get some of your own. Some dumb quip. But I found that pretty humbling when he said, yeah, I don't give a shit about this person's signature on these cards. I'm off Wednesday and Thursday now. Still youngest cutter in company history. A year later, weird. Must have gotten lucky or something. Right? Up the meat cutting. Well, butcher is now becoming an art, right? Being a butcher is now an art form. It's less prevalent, right? You don't see them as often. We have one sort of butcher place here, and it's really propped up massively. It's like, oh my God, a butcher. So the storefront, it's very eloquent. So it's a rare thing. I mean, it used to be very common. Every store or department store would have a good butcher. It's, a whole department for that shit. Not anymore. Not anymore. I remember my grandfather used to have a butcher, like an actual butcher guy. He had a milk guy too, which is odd. Someone did that to me with a 4 of hearts. I threw that right away. That was shitty as hell, but I expected it though. I mean, with purchase. I imagine that's a reference to Two Thumbs and Loves BJ's. This guy right here. I have to imagine. Coke Zero. Nothing like good old-fashioned Coke Zero. I love these. I know a couple females that it's usually females. I don't want to be sexist, but it's rare with dudes that they pretend to be sponsored on their regular Instagram posts, right? So they'll make a post. Let's say they just got something from Sephora, and they go, "Thanks, Sephora. Your foundation is great." And it's like you're not sponsored by Sephora, so why post it as if you were sponsored by Sephora? I know maybe 3 or 4 people that do that on a regular basis, not just rare, but on a regular basis on their accounts. And it's like, do you not? I mean, that looks pretty bad. Like, I don't understand how you think it comes off. It definitely doesn't come off as you're being sponsored. It comes off as if you are thanking a company or pretending that you're sponsored when you're not. Weird stuff, but it's typically girls. Again, I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying anecdotally. I hope it's Ninja 3, says Michael Lawrence. I don't know. Again, can't say much, but Ninja 3, man, let me tell you, it keeps being further and further. It keeps going further and further from me, right? I wanted to have Ninja 3 with Brad. I want to do it. I want it to be the next one, right? Have this legacy. But I don't think enough people care anymore about that. I don't think enough people care about that anymore, which kind of sucks, right? Because that's kind of been a goal of mine forever. And, I have a possibility of because of certain relationships that I have with people at Illusionist that I could do this with. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, unfortunately. I don't know. But I want to try. I definitely want to try. But so that, I mean, what did I want to talk about? So I wanted to talk about that Penguin Magic stuff, which I just found a little bit odd. Stefan says, greeting from Africa. I don't know how you have Wi-Fi over there, Stefan. So maybe I think that you're lying. I know that you're lying. I know Elon Musk is doing some stuff with internet, like the satellite internet stuff. But I don't know if that's reached Africa yet. So I'm just going to say that you're a liar.
Bing bong.
You're a liar.
Bing bong. Bing bong.
I'm trying to pause and see that dude, by the way. But I miss New York, too. That's the other one that I want to go to. Hopefully, I'll be able to go to Blackpool if I get my passport back in time. But the other one I want to go to is New York. That's more of my vibe. I like dirty, right? I like dive bars. I like, shitty places and funny stories that come from those terrible places. And New York is just, it has that vibe to it. I'll never forget going there and then seeing garbage on the streets and then, getting tried to be sold these fake fucking, obviously fake Louis fucking V stuff. And it's like, yeah, anybody, Ray Charles could see that that's not an authentic bag, even an attempt at looking like an authentic bag. So I miss that. See, Top Notch says, Stefan, I hope your life has improved considerably since the last time you've blessed the bottle. Nice to see you, brother. And then Stefan says, I'm currently transmitting. That's fucking excellent. That is good quality. I hate it when the chat is funnier than me. Dude, I saw a video of fans at a Justin Bieber's house and a girl asking for a hug after he told her off, saying, I don't appreciate you being at my house. The girl completely ignored what he said. Yeah, getting to that point, man, I really do hate that. And the whole paparazzi stuff, you see them and they don't treat these people like humans. And at the end of the day, they're not just humans, they're the worst type of humans. They're singers and actors. Those are terrible people. So then imagine caring so much about these singers and actors, people that pretend to be someone else, people that are, obviously talented in music and sometimes not talented. But either way, they're just people that, are normal people that have these talents. And for some reason, there's industries that are made on the backbone of harassing these people. And it's just the fucking cringiest shit to see. And then even these people that don't understand, oh, dude, the guy's trying to fucking do some shit. The other day I saw Kanye. Kanye was here in Miami, and there was a video going around of him just trying to shop, right? Him just trying to shop, and people trying to fucking put their phones in his face and trying to do all this stuff. Like, dude, the fuck? Let the dude be. Just a person. That's all it is. It's just a person. Trying to take a picture. That's another one. Why would you want to take a picture with him? So you could post it? What's that going to do? Oh, look, hey, this guy was with Kanye. I know you're not hanging out with Kanye. So I know that probably leading up to that picture, you probably had to navigate through a crowd and go, hey, man, let's take a selfie. Like, that's worthless. That's worthless. Why would you want that? But people, they invade their privacy. They go, they wait for them at airports just to take a picture with somebody that you don't know. God. Let's see. Give me a call sometime. We could talk about our partner program. To be honest, there's a lot of creative work being put. What time is it? I know that I have to do something at 12. But there's a lot of creative work being put on Penguin by self-producers. Okay. I mean, some of them have reviews. I do question the authenticity of some of them. But, I mean, depends. I want to see that, especially if I want to make a video of it. But I'm second-guessing the video. I don't think it's going to be worth it to do it. But there is a lot. That is for sure. If I saw Kanye perform at Ejaculate, dude, he's literally a god. Okay. So I say that like, oh my God, treat him like normal people. No. If I see Kanye, I'm coming. Okay. All right. So then I guess there's some people that don't agree with my particular sentiment on let them be. Just let the people be. Right, that there's that famous picture of Justin Bieber just trying to have like food, and there's a crowd of just 40 just moist, just fucking awkward screaming girls just there within a couple feet of him, just like, oh hey, can I, just waiting for him to kind of look in their direction. Like, what kind of fucking life is that? You're gonna look back at that and feel embarrassed. You didn't partner with me at Tricks, Chris. Says Stefan. Ooh, we got some beef here. That's because he was too busy with Joseph B, dog. You ain't Joseph B, dog. Fuck. That's fucking rough. I'd partner with you, Stefan. And look at that. Even your profile picture is me with the hoodie. Have you checked the new Black Ops watch? What do you think about it? Somebody mentioned that to me. But let's go and check it out. Let's see what it is from illusionist.com. What's it called? It's called the Black Ops watch. Yeah, I hope they don't get into the legal issues with that. right? Black Ops Watch Illusionist. Let's see. Illusionist is really a big fan of watches. With the stack watch, with this one. Of course, I made the massive mistake of doing this on Bing. So let's see. Black Ops Watch, illusionist.com. It's $30. Let's see what this is. Black Ops Watch allows you to do a sleeveless vanish of a coin with almost no sleight of hand. Before they even know the coin has vanished, it's hidden in stealth mode inside of your watch. I love the write-ups. The write-ups are hysterical when it comes to this. Is this the Angle Z of coin magic? Angle Z is unquestionable in card magic. The cleanest, no sleeves, truly empty-handed vanish of a torn corner. But coin magic has been lacking for an equivalent until now. Hands empty, no sleeves. Let's see the trailer. Right? I'll give them an issue, all right? So let's see this trailer. Let's see what this bad boy is. Right? This has been a very magic-heavy episode. I apologize. I know, typically I like to mix it up, talk about different things. But today has been essentially all magic. It's been all magic. So if you're, PigCake doesn't talk enough about magic. Well, look at this. Right? You got nonstop magic coming in here. Hot and heavy. But let's see this and what it is. When PigCake searched Black Ops, he literally saw the words. He saw the word crime statistics in a search on. Yeah. That's why I did it off screen, and then I immediately went to Black Ops Watch because I didn't want to be outed. But thank you, Top Notch, for outing me regardless. I appreciate it. And again, that's a joke because, just to make sure that other people don't leave salty comments on things that I'm a part of, calling me a racist. So it's okay. Let's see this.
Hey guys, my name's Eric Jones, and this is the Black Ops Watch by James Keatley.
Okay, that's a watch.
The Black Ops Watch gives you a sleeveless vanish of a coin with almost
Everybody's
no
buying
sleight of
one here,
hand. The gimmick is custom engineered to decoy as a generic smartwatch. It comes in under the radar and retrieves the coin right under the spectator's nose. Before they even know the coin is gone, it's hidden in stealth mode in the watch.
I love that it can't say Samsung. I love that it can't say Samsung watch. Like, it can't be like, oh, it's supposedly looking like a Samsung Galaxy watch, because if not, then Samsung's gonna be like, hey, buddy, what did you say? Huh? What? You know what's better than Black Ops Watch? Black Ops 2 Online when it came out, because back then you had to, back then you had a girlfriend and were popular, and now sounds awfully specific, Top Notch. I don't know if you're using this platform as therapy for yourself.
Nobody thinking under my watch. But look.
That's what I was thinking.
Look.
I was thinking.
Of course you would. It's not under my watch. Hold it your hand. It goes somewhere. Reach inside your pocket for me.
That's kind of weird, right?
This is going to become an everyday carry for me. The same way I carry a deck of cards, the same way I carry...
I mean, why would you point out the watch, though? I think that's kind of like, maybe unless they say, hey, it's in your watch, or hey, it's under your watch. I guess, maybe, but that's kind of odd.
Flash paper, I'll be carrying one of these because it blends into the background and you forget that it's even there until you're ready to use it.
Because it's vanished and it's appeared over here. I've gone nowhere near you, have I? Reach inside your back pocket for me.
I like that Ryan Tricks snuck the coin in the guy that he knows is going to get the biggest reactions, right? The guy that's going to give the biggest reactions. What about him, Ryan, made you think that he was going to give the biggest reactions, huh? What specifically about him? There's something about him, a quality that he possesses that you thought that maybe it would cause him to run around and react that way. A bunch of other people there, but for some reason you hone in on the one person that, has a certain characteristic that might make them prone to reacting better to card tricks. Odd. I'll see it used though.
The Black Ops watch is as smooth as it is silent, and it looks the same empty as it does loaded. It's there when you need it, and hidden in plain sight when you don't.
No, she thinks it's under the watch. Look, watch. We take the watch off.
How is that even possible? Because I didn't even move. And the whole fucking
Sounds fucking drunk.
No.
Yeah, she's hammered.
That to me. Like that.
And that is what magic is all about. This is the Black Ops watch.
Well, I want to see it used.
Yeah? There we go. This coin is magic. Make sure you buy this now.
Good pitch there. Yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. I mean, I would want to see it used though. Like, I want to see how it looks like used. When it comes to that particular thing, like it does. I imagine obviously they show loading it, but you'd have to hold on to my wrist, go ahead, perfect, and then that's how you would do it. And maybe the back of the coin has the reflective thing of the screen. I guess that makes sense. So when they hold your hand, you could kind of do it hands off, and then it still looks like nothing's changed. I have to imagine that's what it is, but then at that point you have to get the coin and hold it there. So, okay. So I guess it's like Bill Simon. Not this is really Virginity, right? But Bill Simon, same guy that made the prophecy move. I imagine he had a vanish called the Gone Vanish. So you'd be doing something like that, but with this thing to ditch it, which I don't know, doesn't sound bad. If you were to look real magic, but what? Hold on, because I remembered there was this thing that was like a wristband that was this thick, like a thick boy wristband, almost as thick as me, and you could drop a coin in it. So you would like put the coin like this, you drop it in there, and then it would vanish. But the wristband was the thickest thing you've ever seen in your life. There was something like that. I remembered recently, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. So I had to imagine that this is, I guess, a more high-tech version of that isn't necessarily a thick boy wrist. Let's see. If you really want to see real magic, look up the 6-Day War, where Israel took up 6 countries alone and won Egypt and lost 10,000 soldiers in a day. That's awfully specific, I feel, Hane. It's better bang for your buck than the Black Ops watch for people in the free market. This trick, literally therapy. That seems like a monologue bit there. I'd feel kind of upset if this only worked with a certain kind of coin that I'd most certainly lose. Well, I have to imagine that it's a coin that fits on the watch face. That's what I have to imagine, right? So it's probably a coin, a regular coin, and a gimmick coin. Maybe that you get with that. It's kind of odd that they're calling it the Angle Z because I think it stands on its own, right? It's not just like they call it the Angle Z of coin vanish. Is a little bit odd, but I guess it's a way of showing your hands empty while literally hiding the coin in plain sight. Now, I hope that they don't add the, oh no, look, it's not in my watch aspect of it. I think that should just be if somebody calls it out and goes, oh, it's just under your watch. And you can just go, no, look, there you go. Right? I think that would be a bit, but only if asked. But it seems kind of interesting. It's definitely an interesting approach than, because typically with the Gone Vanish, you would ditch it under your watch. Right? Do me a favor, hold on to my wrist, perfect, and it's gone. Right? So here, I guess it goes somewhere that's in plain sight and isn't a wristband that's thicker than, me on a good day. You know what I'm saying?
Bing bong.
PigCake. By the way, when you see Barfy Man 682 in the chat, it's Eloy. So call him gay. I'll hunt down any comments targeting you, don't worry. They die in their own arms, like the rest of us. Rise beyond. Therapy. I think therapy is definitely a good suggestion for you, top notch. There's definitely some worrying behaviors and worrying underlying threads to your messages that may probably be benefited by therapy. Right, so that's just my suggestion as an amateur armchair psychologist, right? But I think I'd be right. Let me see if I could go here and check this puppy out. But that's the stream. That's what I want to talk about. Just want to go through some stuff, the Penguin Magic stuff. I guess we talked about this this watch. Also went through my deck, right? The missing piece deck, boy. Let me see if I could even do this with this shitty prototype. Hey, boy. So hopefully that's going to be coming out soon, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that trick right there, huh? Cards floating. How's it float? It's my thumbs. It's my thumbs, right? It's my... Okay. So I think that's enough before I become a complete disappointment to my mother. But that's the stream. Right, I put a video on Monday. It's a fun little thing, nice little way of doing a finger break bit. So I suggest you check that out. Also, should have a video this week. Another video maybe coming up on Thursday or Friday. So be on the lookout for that, and maybe another video in another context soon enough. We'll see. But going up, my friends. You could only go up. Right, we're here. It's 2022. We've hit rock bottom already. So once you hit rock bottom, you can't go through the bedrock, right? You've played Minecraft. You know the rules. Bedrock, you can't break it. What, are you going to have a diamond picks and you think you could break through it? No, you can't. You can't just manifest a diamond pick in real life, right? So once you're at bedrock, which I've been at several times, right, you could only move up. So that's what 2022 is for your boy Piggy. It's just moving on up, right? There's no way to go but up. Notice I'm using a finger. So it's not, compared to another thing. So that's where we're going, my friends. Smooth sails. Upward and onward. So that's the video. And I guess tips at the end of the video, I guess, therapy. And now that it was mentioned in the chat, therapy is something that a lot of people should do that they don't do. So just new Minecraft update lets you actually go below bedrock. You fucking incel. Okay, there you go. You know what? I was going to give a whole thing on therapy, but I got to say that's better advice. You can now go under bedrock in the new Minecraft update. So first of all,
Bing bong.
And then second of all,